and girls, welcome to an early edition of the Off the Dome Show. I am your host, Thomas Brown Jr. here on the ones and twos, as always. I know we usually do this at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, but my brother got quite a few things to take care of later on today, so I figured that I would still bring this to y'all just a little bit early today. And no, I did not get a whole lot of sleep, so we're gonna do our best here. All right. But just wanted to thank everybody who, whenever you may be watching this, greatly appreciate it. Make sure that you like, that you comment, subscribe if you're on YouTube. Follow us on all of our platforms on Team NBS Media, NBS Media, Team NBS Media. Okay, sometimes I say that wrong, so bear with me. But we got a lot to dive into. Obviously, the schedules were released with the NFL, so I will share my thoughts on a team that is behind me and give a little quick rant about that. We'll also discuss the fact that we have a Game 7 on Sunday between the Thunder and the Nuggets. I am so excited. Cannot wait for that game. Cannot come soon enough. So I'm looking forward to that. We'll share some thoughts on what happened last night in Game 6. We'll also discuss the game tonight between the Knicks and the Boston Celtics. The Knicks are at home, Game 6. One may assume that the Knicks get the job done, and we find themselves. We find the Eastern Conference Finals being between the Pacers and the Knicks, but as of the way that the Celtics played on Wednesday, they are not quitting. They are not going down without a fight. So I'll share some thoughts on that, and amongst many other things. Also, the dub is back starting today. I'm excited. I'm excited. The W is back today. And if I'm not mistaken, I think it starts off hot with Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever going up against Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky. So that's going to be very interesting. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of people tuning in to watch that all go down. So that's all going to be pretty cool. But let's get this started, okay? So the NFL released the schedule for the regular season for all the teams. And I'm looking at a lot of these teams that, we're like, okay, they have an interesting schedule ahead of them. And I'm just looking at strictly playoff teams. I'm not really more so looking at I'm not more so looking at teams who are, I think are struggling. So basically playoff teams is who I was all able to see as of now. But here are some takeaways that I have from those. The Kansas City Chiefs, they have, let me make sure I have this correct. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 primetime matchups this year. which is the most out of anybody in the league. And I think it just goes to show you that, hey, you may not like them, you may not stand them, but they're one of the top, if not the biggest brand in all of the NFL. In terms of, their recent history, in terms of them winning, them being in Super Bowls year in and year out, that's always been the case. So, I think it's very evident that the NFL wanted to make sure that they had the Chiefs under as much primetime games as they possibly could this season, which, I understand. I get. So that was a good takeaway. The Bills, man, their schedule is... No, I'm sorry, not the Bills. My real gripe, if I'm being totally honest, there is a team that is a playoff team that I saw their schedule and I said, well, they weren't a playoff team last year, which a large part had a lot to do with injury. Their schedule is laughable, okay? And this team I'm referring to is the San Francisco 49ers. If they don't win, I promise you, if they don't win at least 10 games, I think it's an issue. I think their season's a failure. And I think if that is the case, then we're going to have some uncomfortable conversations about everybody. I wouldn't go as far as to try to blow it up completely, but I'm going to read off the schedule and you tell me your thoughts, okay? So week 1, it starts off against Seattle. Then it's the Saints. Wait, am I reading this correctly? Okay, reading this correctly. Okay, so Seahawks, Saints, Cardinals, Jaguars, Rams, Buccaneers, Falcons, Texans, Giants, Rams again, Cardinals again, Panthers, Browns. Then they have their bye week. Then it's the Titans. Then it's the Colts. Then it's the Bears. And then it's the Seahawks to end the season. What? What? And I had to count this. I had to count this yesterday. They played the Rams twice, so I'm only counting this as one team here. So 1, 2, 3. There's only 3 playoff teams that they have to play this season. 3. I'm going to say it again. The 49ers, their schedule has only 3 playoff teams from last year. I'm going to say it again. 3 playoff teams from last year. Okay? That is crazy to me. All right? But, it's like, all right, okay. It's not all bad, right? Then we get to the Philadelphia Eagles, the reigning, defending Super Bowl champion. And I saw their schedule, and I felt like this was a complete punishment for not just beating the Kansas City Chiefs, but on how bad we embarrassed them on the biggest stage known as the Super Bowl from last year. We start off the year, week 1, at home, Dallas. Okay, it's a divisional matchup. Anything could happen. I presume that we win that game, but anything could happen. It's a divisional game, okay? Then week 2, the Chiefs at the Chiefs. Then it's the Rams at home. Then it's the Bucks. I swear, I feel like it's death, taxes, and the Eagles have to pay. They have to play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on the road at week 4 every single season. I don't know what it is about that. I don't know why the NFL loves making sure that they do this, but that's literally what happens. It happens every year. It happened last year, it happened the year before, and if I'm not mistaken, I think it happened the year before that. Week 4 on the road in Tampa. And the reason why I can't stay in that game is that for whatever reason in that spot, Baker Mayfield turns into Tom Brady and Joe Montana combined and shreds our defense to smithereens every single time that he. I don't think we've beaten them. Honestly, I don't think we've beaten them in that spot since they started having us play them on the road in week 4. I don't know what their obsession is with that, but I can't stand it. Then you have the Broncos. Then you have the Giants who, hey, I presume we win and we sweep the Giants, but it's a division matchup. You just never know. Okay? Then you have the Vikings in week 7. I'm a little bit, I'm not too high on the Vikings as some people are. So we could win that game. We also could. Maybe J.J. McCarthy is a lot better than we anticipated. And that ends up being the reason why we can't get the job done. Or we beat ourselves. It's very possible. Then it's the Giants again. Then we have the bye week. Then it's Green Bay, Detroit, Dallas, Bears. The Bears is going to be better than I think a lot of people are going to expect them to be. The Chargers, the Raiders, the Commanders, the Bills, the Commanders. Now, I told you about the 49ers and how they have 3 playoff teams on their schedule. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 playoff teams we have to go up against this year? Really? Really? Now, you're probably wondering, like, okay, what's all the fuss about? Doesn't the Super Bowl champions always have a rough schedule when it comes to the team that wins the Super Bowl? Doesn't that usually happen? Well, the answer is no, in case you're wondering, but in case you needed some context, let's look up the Kansas City Chiefs schedule from 2024, last year. Okay? I'm pulling it up as we speak, just to put in the perspective of how insane this is. Okay, now mind you, this is coming from a team who had won back-to-back Super Bowls, by the way. Okay? Let me make sure I get this. I want to make sure that I get this all together here. Okay? Ravens? All right. Could be a dogfight, and it was. Great game. Bengals? Dogfight. Should have lost that game. But hey, whatever. Falcons? Really? Chargers? That's a divisional game. Okay. Saints? 49ers, which at the time that they played them, that's when all the injuries started happening right in front of their face. I think a couple happened actually in that game. The Raiders, the Buccaneers, that they always seem to have their number. The Broncos, the Bills is going to be tough. Panthers, Raiders, Chargers, Browns, Texans, Steelers, Broncos again. Now, you're probably wondering, like, okay, what? Those are good teams coming from how they played this past season. And you're right. But when you look at the team in that schedule, let's see. The Bengals missed the playoffs. The Falcons missed the playoffs. The Saints missed the playoffs. The Raiders missed the playoffs. The Broncos missed the playoffs. The Panthers missed the playoffs. They had the Raiders twice. Chargers missed the playoffs, and they had them twice. The Browns missed the playoffs. Do you see a trend here? These teams didn't really stand a chance when they went up against Kansas City. Now, granted, Kansas City made sure that every game was as competitive as possible, so that's why the scores looked the way that they did. But it does not change the fact that their schedule was fairly easy. So the fact that we are going from that, by the way, with a team that has won back-to-back Super Bowls, to now an Eagles team that has to deal with not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, not six, not seven, not eight, not nine, but 10 playoff teams from last year. And most of them start off the season like none of it's spaced out, by the way. None of it's spaced out. It's like good team after 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 good team. And it's the Giants. Good team, Giants, bye week. Good team, good team, good team. All the way through. Are they trying to screw us over here? Seriously. Now, I can see the arguments now. Well, the Eagles have a very great roster, and we feel like they should match up well against all these teams, and they should be just fine. And hey, I'm up for the challenge. I am. I really am. But I'm telling you right now, this almost looked like this is a setup for disaster. I ain't gonna lie. And it feels, it just don't feel right. It feels like we're punished because we beat up the golden children of the NFL and embarrassed them in a way that they've never been embarrassed before. And I don't even think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Super Bowl win back in 2020 does justice of what we did to them this past season. So we're getting punished. We're getting penalized. And I'm just heated about it. Now, again, like I said, I think the Eagles have a talented roster enough to withstand a lot of these games, and I think we'll ultimately end up being fine. But this is this is not okay. But I just that drives me nuts. I ain't gonna lie to you. But y'all let me know what your favorite team's schedule looks like. Do you like it? Do you hate it? I do want to put this out there. I did see the Browns schedule, and I know I just went off on a whole rant about the Eagles and what their schedule is. Theirs ain't that much better than ours, actually. Let me see. Bengals, Ravens, Packers, Lions, Vikings, Steelers, Dolphins, Patriots, bye week, Jets, Ravens, Raiders, 49ers, Titans, Bears, Bills, Steelers, Bengals. What did y'all do? Well, I think we all have a pretty clear idea, but that's neither here nor there. I just think that some of these teams, they were dealt a crazy hand. I ain't gonna lie, and it shows. But I mean, hey, we can see all the teams and all the names all off season. It don't mean nothing until we actually see it on the field. So, hey, maybe all this uproar that I have in regards to some of these teams and their schedules, maybe all for nothing. And I'm fine with that too. But I think some of this is kind of absurd. I ain't gonna lie. It's a little absurd. Those are my thoughts. Some of my thoughts on the NFL and the schedules that were released. And again, y'all let me know what your thoughts were on your favorite team and how you like their schedule, how you feel about their schedule as a whole. Do you like them? Do you not like them? Do you hate them? Do you love them? Let me know in the comments what y'all think. But we're going to move on. We're going to shift gears to the greatest words in all of professional sports. Game 7 on Sunday between the Denver Nuggets and the Oklahoma City Thunder in OKC. It will be loud. It will be crazy. And I am so excited for this game. Now, just to go over what Game 6 was from last night, it was a little bit. It was a little telling. I ain't gonna lie. In a lot of phases. So some of the takeaways that I have just off of watching the game, we knew that Shea was going to get his. He had 32 last night. Fairly efficient, if you ask me. 11 for 16 from the field. But J-Dub. Let me make sure I say this out loud so he can hear me, even though I know he can't. And that's okay. Eventually he will one day.
J-Dub. 3 and 16 from the field, dog. Not looking good, buddy. Not looking good. Lou Dort being 2 for 7 from the 3-point line, that was absurd. Like, I feel like at some point you kind of just like stop shooting. Like some of these weren't even like near misses. Some of them were just straight up air balls last night. Chet Holmgren, who did have a solid game. He had a double-double, 19-11. He went 2 for 7 from the 3-point line as well. Like if y'all want to have a chance at winning this game 7 on Sunday, y'all gotta have more than that. Let me see. Yeah, that was just it was like SGA, and then it was a little bit of Chet, and then that was pretty much it. And it almost felt like when you're watching the game, as you're watching how the game progresses, like you saw Denver take advantage when SGA was in foul trouble to start the game, where at one point he had 4 fouls before going into halftime. When they realized, I think that was the turning point of the game last night, was that run that they had. Because they realized that OKC, or SGA in this matter, couldn't really be as aggressive as he would like to, or like he would usually be, simply because he's in foul trouble. He can't be as aggressive because, especially in the playoffs, these 50-50 calls, especially when you're on the road, do not help you. They are not in your favor. And I think the Denver Nuggets, they realized that, and they seized it, and it showed. Because that run before they went into halftime dictated how the game was going to go. And speaking of the Nuggets, man, it was talking about a team effort. It was fantastic. Jokic, of course, 29, 14, and 8. That's Jokic being Jokic. I think we should get accustomed to that by now. Although he's had his performances in the playoffs this year has been a little bit iffy at times. I ain't gonna lie. But he played like his usual self last night. Jamal Murray, who by the way was questionable with an illness, had 25. He had 8 rebounds. He had 8 rebounds. For real? Alright. I didn't realize that.
Okay. 25, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. Jamal Murray, ladies and gentlemen. Christian Brown, he had 23 and 11 rebounds himself. And then I think the key component, and it was highlighted more than ever, was Julian Strawther, a guy who's been a rotational piece, especially throughout the regular season. Has been getting playing time here and there. Hasn't really seen the floor a whole lot throughout this season. He had 20 minutes to play, had 15 points, and they were all timely. They were all needed. They were all important. And it was fantastic. They all pitched in, and like I said, I think it also helped that run that they had before going into halftime happened the way that it did, because they were able to keep being aggressive on whatever front they wanted to do. If they wanted to shoot more threes, cool. If they wanted to attack the paint more, cool. It was literally whatever they felt that they could do, they probably could, and they did do it simply because they can. And that showed last night. And it's incredible because as I've spoken about, and I'm pretty sure lots of others have shared this sentiment as well, this playoff has put in a perspective of how important it is to have depth on your lineup. Like, you can't just have a couple superstars and expect to just get all the way to the NBA Finals. It's not going to work. You have to have a very good rotation to be able to be effective, especially in these playoffs. And both of these teams honestly have shown it, but especially last night, the Nuggets were able to showcase that better than ever. And we're at a Game 7 now. We're at a Game 7 in OKC, and as SGA said in the post-game presser, that it is a do or die situation. And I will say this. This is something to keep in mind. This is the 7th. I repeat, make sure I make this clear.
The 7th Game 7 that Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray have played. This will be their 7th. Sunday will be their 7th Game 7.
You're probably wondering, okay, well, OKC got quite a few people that been in Game 7. Their entire roster has been in 3 I'm going to say it again. Their entire roster has been
in 3 Game 7s in total. Jokic and Murray have been in 7 Game 7s, including Sunday, by themselves. Like, if I am a Thunder fan, that would give me cause to pause on how that'll look, just off of experience alone.
And I think if you are the Thunder, being the number 1 seed this year, being on top last year, I think y'all need this game more than anything, because it sucks that this is how narratives could be swung and thrown around. If y'all lose this game on Sunday, there's going to be a lot of eyebrows raised and a lot of conversations had about just how legitimate the roster truly is. Because this will be back-to-back seasons where y'all are in the playoffs, y'all have a great record out of the regular season, and then y'all just, for whatever reason, don't find yourselves in the conference finals. And you are one of the teams that are favored to make it to the finals. Hell, you are one of the teams that are touted to win the whole thing. If y'all get bounced in back-to-back years in the semifinals, it may be unfair. It may be a lot of things. Conversations are going to be there, and it's going to get pretty nasty. It's going to get pretty nasty, and it's going to get pretty ugly. It really is. So I think if we're trying to figure out which team that has, that has more of a desire to win this game, it would be OKC. They cannot afford to do this back-to-back. They just can't. So it'll be interesting to see how that game turns out. I'm just so pumped. That I can't wait. I wish that game happened yesterday. Well, they played them. You'll get high. Okay? Don't tell me. All right? But yeah, I can't wait. I'm excited. Cannot wait for them to play on Sunday. Then we have the Knicks and the Celtics tonight in New York. So the crowd is going to be loud. And I mean loud. Okay? The Knicks, they haven't seen the conference finals since 2000. And the fact that they have an opportunity to close the Boston Celtics out at home is huge. And I do think that they do get it done tonight, in my personal opinion. I think last game was kind of like, it was kind of weird because Jalen Brunson was in foul trouble like quick as hell. I'm like, hey, I don't know. Some of the calls were very iffy. But then at the same time, like, we're talking about Jalen Brunson, who I know a lot of people get on SGA for foul baiting. That brother, that brother could bait some fouls, okay? So I think the Knicks get it done tonight at home. I just think that they have to, because if they don't, I'm telling you right now, Game 7 in Boston, in an emotional Boston Celtics team that doesn't have Jason Tatum, that is feeling like the underdog, because they are in this case. Coming back from down 3-1, if this game, oh boy, if this series ends up in a game 7 in Boston, boy, it will not be pretty. I can tell you this now. It better not go to a game 7. If it does, I'm not saying it will. If it does, boy, if I am a Knicks fan, I am shaking in my boots. I am quivering. Okay, because you just can't afford it. You just can't afford it. Not with that crowd getting involved. I mean, you saw the way that Boston played on Wednesday. Like Luke Cornett having 7 blocks, dog. Like you would think that after block number 4, like you would just kind of like stop trying to have a shot attempt in the direction, and it was like they were just saying they didn't care, which I respect, but they did not care. And it was just like, what is going on? So Cornette with the blocks and Derek White having 30, which was pretty insane as well. A lot of guys stepped up for Boston. It showed in game 5. So I think in game 6, man, especially with the Knicks being at home, they gotta get it done tonight. They got to. I don't even think it's a choice, to be honest with you. But that's just me. That's just me. But y'all let me know what y'all thoughts are in regards to the game 7 on Sunday between the Thunder and the Nuggets. Let me know your thoughts from last night's game. For those of you that watched it, I know a lot of people did, and it was a great game. Kind of sucked that the Thunder were as bad as they were from the 3-point line in the fourth quarter. But we don't have to talk about that. We don't have to talk about that. Yeah. Let me know, and leave the comments on how y'all think the series will fold in that one. It's gonna be kind of crazy. I ain't gonna lie. And then, do y'all think the Knicks get it done tonight, or do y'all think that Boston find themselves with a game 7 at home? The Knicks better get it. That's all I'm gonna say. The Knicks better not be slacking, slouching, nothing. They better get it done today. Okay? That's all I'm saying. But y'all let me know what y'all thoughts are in regards to those games. Again, in regards to the NFL schedule being released, y'all let me know how y'all feel about your team and their schedule. Do you like it? Do you hate it? What are your takeaways from it? Let us know. Drop it down in the comments for us. Before we get out of here, though, I got some commercials with your name on it. Go check it out.
In 2006, we founded Yeti Coolers with a simple mission: build a cooler we use every day if it existed. One that was built for the serious outdoor enthusiasts rather than for mass discount retailers. One that could take the abuse we knew we'd put it through, out in the field and on the water. One that simply wouldn't break. We decided early on that production innovation would come from necessity and first-hand experience, not from market research and data analysis. Today, Yeti products perform when it matters most. Whether that be an excursion into the remote Alaskan wilderness, chasing redfish on the Gulf Coast, or just getting together with friends in the backyard, we make gear that helps you stay out longer, travel farther, and live harder.
Welcome back to the Off the Dome show. We discussed quite a bit on today's episode. Just want to give a special shout out to all of you who take the time out to hear me, to watch me, and see me be, as candid and as honest and as brutal as I possibly can for as long as I can. It's greatly appreciated. It's even a greater appreciation because, like I said at the beginning of this episode, I know we originally do this thing 3 p.m. Eastern Time, Fridays, and we plan on that being the case on Friday. Okay? Don't get mad at me. All right? That is the plan. All right? But today, I have a lot to take care of behind the scenes. So I'm going to take care of that, which is why I had to do this early. But thank y'all so much for tuning in anyways. I know it was a little bit early, but I thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. Make sure that y'all like, that y'all comment, leave a comment, share your thoughts on everything that was discussed on the show today. Subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on all of our platforms. Visit us at teamnbsmedia.com to check out our content for written articles. And we have our weekly spaces on X called the Weekly Dose every Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 5:15. I'm getting mixed up, sorry. 5:15 Eastern Time. PM, of course. Guys, that'd be crazy. We have a lot on tap. Like I said, the W is back starting tonight. That's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to see if we're going to have either an Eastern Conference Finals taken care of, or we're going to have to get ready for another Game 7. And speaking of another Game 7, we got a Game 7 on Sunday. Cannot wait. I'm so excited. And so I'm pumped, man. So thank y'all so much for all the support, all the interactions that y'all have, regardless of what's being done on this channel. And every platform that we have, we greatly appreciate it. And again, follow us at Team NBS Media on all of our platforms. You'll see my crazy self on YouTube. You'll see plenty of our other shows that we do here. The Final Word, for example, with Greg. He's been doing a great job with that. That's been a lot of fun. If you go on TikTok, Ashmere is covering the Valkyries, so that's been a lot of fun to see her be up close and personal, to share her insight, her intel, if you will, on what's going on with them, especially with them having their inaugural season. So I know that's pretty awesome. Chrissy Love, I think she also dropped something, if not yesterday, the day before, about the Phoenix Mercury, especially with the season being on horizon. So that's pretty cool. Chrissy Love also has Foul on the Play. I'm trying to come up with as much of our content as we can here, okay? So y'all can check them out. Foul on the Play with Chrissy Love. Fantastic show. Check it out. Also on this channel. So, again, check all of our content out, whether it's written, on screen, whatever case may be. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I understand it's early. It's a little bit different, a little bit off schedule, a little bit off kilter, but I appreciate y'all's support. Y'all very strong troopers. And I'll see you next Friday. Y'all be safe. Love you.